Hey everybody, good morning. This is Pastor Hilton and I'm coming to you today here in Indianapolis and sending a big shout out to all of our friends who are in Texas, in the Houston area, that are recovering and working diligently trying to get everything ready for shelter relief and helping families and just the devastation there. Our prayers are with you. Beverly and I are very concerned and happy to hear from some of our friends who have made it through, that are safe and doing well and just trying to find a recovery. And I just wanted to just kind of in light of the text messages that I've received from some of our friends and people there that live in Texas, in the Houston area, I wanted to just pass on some information. There's a lot of fake news out there. Of course, that's a big buzzword. You hear fake news, and honestly, we know that is true, but we're not swept away with it. We're not carried away with it. Scripture teaches not even to be swept away with, careless words and things that are not, of a truth. And the Spirit of the Lord in you is a discernment. You know what's true and what's not true. But we've been in touch with some of our pastor friends there, and even some folks that used to live in Indianapolis that moved to Houston, that text and said that they're safe. And so we say God bless everybody. But I want to say something. I saw on the news all day yesterday. I watched this news feed, and then I watched this morning and different ones. And there's some major churches in the Houston area, and a lot of criticism that people have on this church should be doing this and this pastor should be doing that. And I just sit back and I'm thinking, yeah, it's easy for people to sit and say that. Everybody's got an opinion. And we know that because we have Facebook. Everybody's got an opinion, including me. But, we have to be careful what we say about folks. And what we say and what we do and the things that we that come out of our mouth. I don't think that it's God's will for us to propagate fake news or to get on everybody's bandwagon. And I say this because unless you actually are there and have interviewed and talked to these people, you don't have a clue. You can only go by what you see reported on the news or what you see on social media. And the joke is, if it's on Facebook, it must be true. Well, we all know that's a lie, because not everything is true. So, there's a lot of things that go into a church having to pull their resources and their staff and their volunteers and their security together to be able to minister to people. And you can imagine the great responsibility it is when you have people under your roof, making sure that they're safe. Because when you open the door for situations like this, it's a whosoever will come. And you also have to have security in place, and you have to have people in place. I remember, I remember when we had a really horrible season of weather that was winter time and bitter cold, and the people were saying, well, the churches should just open their doors and let people come in. And that's fine, but the people who make those statements, they never volunteer. They're not the ones they're serving. They're not the ones stepping up. You have to have manpower to do things effectively, efficiently, and correctly. You have to make sure that you're providing a safe place for people when they come. And so I remember that and thinking, man, that's awesome. I appreciate your suggestion, but are you the one that's willing to step up and make sure that this is executed correctly? And chances are they're not, but they sure have an opinion. So I was watching this news, about what's taking place there in Texas, and they're coming against Joel Osteen, and they're saying you did this and you're not doing that. I don't care if you like the man or not. My mom and dad taught me, you never put your hand or your mouth on the man of God. I don't care if you think you know something or if you think you're right. You don't know the facts. You don't know the whole story. And the Bible said a fool utters his whole mind. So before you put your mouth on somebody or propagate or send and share something that's not true, back off of that and say, I'm not going to be part of that. I'm not. And let me just say on another note that anybody that's doing something big for God, they're already having stones thrown at them. They're already in the seat of speculation, and there's a suicide being committed towards them. And so it's usually the people in the peanut gallery, the people in the bleachers who can't even fit the uniform on the field. I know that sounds rough, but that have an opinion and like to yell at the refs and the coaches, you know, all this stuff, but they're not the one out there doing it. And so I don't care if you don't like a person's method or you don't like the way they do something. Who are you? Who are you? Thank you, Scott, armchair quarterback. Who are you to speculate? Until you can produce the results they produce, until you can claim what they claim, until you can actually win this many people to Jesus, who are you to sit in your Pentecostal pew and act like you are some holy person? It's never rained on your parade. You don't have any skeleton in your closet. You've always tiptoeing through the tulips, and you're on cloud 9 headed for 10. I'm telling you, that ain't true. Chances are you got some stuff and nobody wants to know about. I'm saying get your eyes off of people. Just support and help and just be positive and not this negativity all the time. Quit throwing stones at Joel Osteen and whoever else is out there. This ain't just for him, but like, it just sickens me to see this kind of stuff. We're to be a completer, not a competer. And the thing people do is anybody that's doing something for Jesus, they're going to have something to say. But I say this, and I've heard this said a long time, you have to look out the windshield, not the rear view mirror. And people who are doing anything great for God are looking out the windshield and not the rear view mirror. They're not interested. They're not even concerned, you know, about whatever's going on and you know, people, you know, doing this, doing that. They're not even concerned about. They're not even worried about, you know, all this kind of junk. They're just doing what God's called them to do. So let's just encourage and support. And there's some links listed in this that I've posted for the people that are actually on the front line, some pastors and churches that and some outreach groups that are actually there in the Houston area that are doing something in their community, and they do need help. We are in Indianapolis. Right at this moment, the best thing we can do is pray and send financial support. So I've listed some links in there, and if you would like to support any of these, and if I've left anyone off, please forgive me. But these are people that I know, I love, I trust, and Beverly and I respect them. And so if you'd like to help and be a part of that, then there are the links you can follow, and you do what God tells you to do. But don't believe everything you see on the news and everything. You know, my goodness, I've lived through stuff like that myself. And I always say, if you don't have the courage or the courtesy to talk to me face to face, you don't deserve my time. I've reserved my time for people that I'm walking with who have actual integrity. And so let's just keep it real, let's keep it fresh, keep it on the straight and narrow. Let's help where we can help, but keep your mouth off of people. All right? Let's love on people, let's help people, and we can do a better job at doing that, I believe. So God bless you. Hope you guys have a great day, and go to church tonight. Don't look for an excuse. Midweek service, if your church is having church, be there. We're going to have a great time ourselves. We love you. God bless you. Have a great day, and keep everyone lifted in prayer. Bye-bye.